Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
No deal. Talks between the UAW and the Detroit Big Three automakers may be ongoing, though it does not appear much progress is being made.
There is some news being made across the border tonight in Windsor. Unifor, representing Canada's Ford auto workers, has reached a tentative agreement. Details of that deal have not been released at this hour, but a strike has been averted. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill.
I'm Devin Skillian. On this side of the border, it appears bargaining is at a bit of an impasse between the UAW and the Detroit Three, if what's coming out of Solidarity House is any indication. Mara McDonald is at Ford's Michigan Assembly in Wayne. Mara, looking increasingly like more plants are going to be getting picketers.
I tell you, Devin, it sure is starting to look that way. We did get a late night blast from Ford that says that the company is working on a win-win strategy for everybody, but also saying it's making contingency plans in case more of these plants go out on strike with picketers. Now, the UAW, on the other hand, while the automakers have been pretty silent over the last couple days, well, they didn't do anything official tonight, but they did take to X, formerly Twitter, and, well, let me show you. If you want to see where the UAW chief's thoughts are on where negotiations are tonight, take a gander at what he tweeted out.
Yo, you about done? Tick-tock.
And where the union as a whole is after it announced more plants will be targeted for strike by Friday if substantial progress isn't made.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
So that gives a general flavor of where bargaining stands, which has been described as a series of constant conversations, which the UAW, at least right now, doesn't seem particularly impressed with. For now, the union is picketing 3 plants, only one of which is in Michigan, Ford's Michigan Assembly in Wayne. But the union has a practice picket in front of Stellantis headquarters in Auburn Hills tomorrow, which is an interesting choice. Stellantis has more inventory built up than the other 2 automakers.
We are hoping it gets resolved super quickly, which is why we're at the table. Subcommittees at the table yesterday, today, continuing through the week. We were down at Solidarity House yesterday, and again, we want to resolve it quickly.
Back here live, I think it's important to point out that Shawn Fain has scheduled an address to the membership this Friday at 10 a.m. You'll remember there's a noon deadline in place done by the UAW saying that more strikes will be announced unless substantial progress is made here. If the UAW is following the playbook that it used last week, that 10 a.m. address would be when Fain would announce that next round of strikes. We are live in Wayne tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Well, we got it there. All right, Mara. Meantime, the ongoing UAW strike is also, of course, affecting business owners near the striking plants.
Gas stations, convenience stores, and food trucks near the Ford Michigan Assembly plant in Wayne are feeling the pinch. Owners say they have noticed a drop in customers since the strike started. With the strike expected to be extended Friday, many are worried.
I understand what's going on with the strikes. I feel like everybody should get rewarded for all their hard work. But we're just hoping the strike comes to an end and everybody go back to their normal routine.
Yeah, let's hope. So stay with Local 4. Click on Detroit.com and Local 4 Plus for our continuing coverage of the ongoing UAW strike. Our other top story tonight at 11, the Grosse Pointe Shores City Council has passed a ban on pit bulls.
The vote stems from a June incident involving a pit bull attacking another older dog walking with its owner. Jacqueline Francis is live, where people on both sides of the issue showed up at tonight's council meeting. Jacqueline.
That they did. In a 4-3 vote, council passed the pit bull ban, which did not go over well for the crowd of people who came out against it.
The dumbest thing you guys could have done. That was absolutely stupid.
It was an unpopular vote in the council chambers. The vast majority of people coming out to Grosse Pointe Shores City Council meeting speaking against a proposed pit bull ban.
This ban is wrong on every level toward a breed that is consistently misunderstood and villainized.
This breed ban ordinance is a knee-jerk reaction to one admittedly horrific incident.
A few months ago, a pit bull attacked another dog and its owner. The owner was injured and the dog lost a leg.
Not one of these people in this room were
laying on someone's front lawn screaming for their lives. Literally screaming for their lives. I have zero feeling in the side of my hand.
The family of the dog attacked in favor of the ban, along with a couple others in the crowd.
Anytime you move towards the goal of fewer and less severe injuries or problems, I think you're pushing the ball forward, and I think it's important to consider doing that. And so I'm in favor of banning the pit bulls.
Those fighting the ban said they support strengthening a vicious dog ordinance, but are against breed-specific legislation. The ban only passed by one vote, devastating pit bull owners.
I'm ready to move. I've given countless hours to this community and to be treated like this. And I got some of those people up there elected. And I'm so ashamed of them. So ashamed.
Pit bulls currently owned by residents will be grandfathered in. They do need to be registered with the city. The question moving forward what will enforcement look like? Reporting live in Grosse Pointe Shores, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
Passionate residents on both sides of the issue. Jacqueline, we appreciate your report.
Michigan State's suspended head football coach is firing back at the school over their apparent intent to fire him in light of the sexual harassment allegations against him. But has the latest move by MSU strengthened Mel Tucker's claim that he hasn't been allowed a fair hearing? At least one local legal expert thinks so.
I've got to tell you that MSU, I think, has handled this in a way that it's now, from a legal point of view, very muddled. And I think they've made some real significant missteps.
Attorney Deborah Gordon specializes in Title IX and sexual harassment cases. Last week, she felt MSU had the upper hand in the case against Tucker. But now she feels the school has given him some strong legal ground to stand on.
The fact of the matter is, he is a just cause employee. That has a lot of meaning in Michigan and the United States, especially if you are employed by the government. He's employed by the state of Michigan. He's entitled to a fair hearing before a decision is made to fire him. It sounds to me, from what I've heard the last several days, they've already made the decision to fire him. Okay, that letter they sent him was to give him notice and an opportunity to respond. But the way the law works, and this is your constitutional rights to due process, you can't make a decision until you give the person an opportunity to respond. But this trajectory seems like it's all media and politically driven by MSU.
Gordon says MSU turned this into a Title IX case when it didn't have to be.
They could have gone through the contract and said, hey, you violated the contract. You know, and this contract does have a provision in it that talks about he can be terminated for, conduct that is disrespectful, going to bring disrepute to the university. They had some grounds. But unfortunately, the way this is played out, it's a mess.
Now, through his agent, Tucker also says he requested leave under the Family Medical Leave Act. Though it's not clear what kind of health issue Tucker was referring to, Gordon notes that under the law, you cannot retaliate against anyone requesting such leave.
A stretch of US 23 in Livingston County is back open after a tanker truck overturned. Officials say the tanker was carrying 3,500 gallons of sulfuric acid before it crashed on the ramp from Center Road to northbound US 23. There are no reports of leaks, but nearby homes were still evacuated while crews made sure the tanker was secure. Right now, there's no threat to the public.
A federal judge dismisses a $100 million lawsuit against the city of Detroit by Rick Wershey. Of course, always known as White Boy Rick. Wershey accused the FBI and DPD officers of pushing him into being a criminal and then sought to keep him in prison on drug charges. Wershey was the youngest FBI informant in history, famously working with the FBI when he was just 15. The court ended up siding with the defense, though, who wanted the lawsuit dismissed based on the statute of limitations. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky wants former U.S. President Donald Trump to publicly speak up about his plans for how to end the ongoing war between his country and Russia.
In an interview today with CNN's Wolf Blitzer, Zelensky urged Trump to make sure his plans don't include Russia owning Ukrainian territories.
He can publicly share his idea now, not to waste time, not to lose people. Yes, and say that my formula is to stop the war and stop all this tragedy and stop Russian aggression. So the idea is how to take the part of our territory and to give Putin. And that is not the peace formula.
Zelensky sat down with Blitzer after his speech at the United Nations General Assembly in New York.
High schoolers who graduate with a 3.0 or higher grade point average now have guaranteed admission to most of Michigan's public universities. 10 of the state's 15 public schools are participating in the Michigan Assured Admissions Pact. List of universities includes Oakland University, Eastern Michigan, Wayne State, and the universities of Michigan, Flint, and Dearborn. The new admission standards are set to begin next fall.